purchase, and including point of purchase, till the time that we have a state-of-the-art state park, and we'll see whether I'm right or wrong there. So, thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Go ahead, Donovan.
Sorry, I'm going to move that up.
Question, what was the main question?
The question is, how do we feel about the state park? What are our visions for the state park?
I support the state park. Just as Mike stated that it's already been approved, the way I envision the state park is that it's a working man's place to go on vacation. They're allowed to still experience Lake Vermilion, the waters, the wilderness. I live on Lake Vermilion, and I'm lucky to live on Lake Vermilion. I've been in my place since I moved out of my mom's home. My grandmother gave me her lot on the reservation, and I live right across the bay. So I'm very lucky to be on the lake. But one of the biggest problems that I see is that a lot of people can't afford to live on Lake Vermilion or buy the piece of the dream of Lake Vermilion. And this park is an excellent resource for people to go use. Families will be able to enjoy Lake Vermilion. If you look at the campgrounds, Hoodoo Point, McKinley Park, they're always packed, there's waiting lists, and I think this is an excellent tourism for Tower. And we definitely need tourism for the Tower Sedan area, Lake Vermilion area. And I'm in support of the project.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah. Donovan, pass it on to Christina.
The state park, when they were just going through all these different ideas, you know, we didn't really hear about, we'd hear bits and pieces about what they were planning on doing, but we really weren't that informed. I understand the park is going to be good for the community. I know that there's been a lot of concerns about how can the state do this when there's not enough money to uphold the ones that they have now. Where is all this money going to come from? How can they be doing this? And that's concerns that you're hearing all over. Even, you know, there's people in the, you know, Tower Sedan area that are asking the same questions. There was a community, a public meeting. I found out that the state park, they had a media day last month. And after the media day, they said that they were going to be meeting at the Civic Center. So I heard that, so I went over there real quick, and I sat in on the meeting at the state park. They have a core group right now set up. There's 19 members that they have from all over. They have some people from Ely. They have even a student from the college who's going to school with the DNR. She's attended. There's people from the Tower Sedan area. There's people from the DNR. There's people from all over. There's also people from the cities. Am I talking too much? I guess I'm going off the subject, aren't I? All right. Anyway, I was able to ask a lot of questions and find out a lot of questions, and they are gearing this to be for everybody, for every age, for children, for groups, for learning. They're looking at building in stuff from the reservation. They're looking at elders. They're looking at handicap. They're looking at something for everybody. So if they keep on track with what they're supposed to be doing, I think that it'll be something good, and it'll bring in people from all over.
Great. Thanks. Okay.
Just a quick
follow-up question. Go ahead. What is it?
For any three of you, how many board members are there on the board, and are all three of you running for the same seat, or what? I'm not sure.
I can answer that real quick.
Okay, just a brief one. How many board members are there on the county commission board, and are all of you running for the same seat? Yes.
There are 7, and the 3 of us are running all for District 4. Voting is August 10th. They will take the top 2 on for the voting in November.
Is it, so there's 7 districts?
7.
And is everybody every 2 years up for re-election, or?
Every 4 years.
Every 4 years, except
Okay.
for redistricting. The exception would be with redistricting, and redistricting is probably going to take place depending on what the population shift is 2 years from now. So this term for any one of the three of us elected would probably, very possibly be a 2-year term. And that's been said by a number of people through the demographic. And you want to expand just a little bit more on St. Louis County? St. Louis County is the largest county east of the Mississippi. It's the 14th largest county in the United States. San Bernardino is the largest county in the United States. It has this district, the 4th district, arguably is the largest district in the United States at 4,200 square miles. It extends all the way from down, as Christina said, from Brimson and Donovan said, and it goes from the northern city limits of Chisholm, Vulcan Township, Buell, Hibbing, all the way up to the Canadian border, all the way over to Lake County and over to Itasca County. The 7 commissioners, the 7 commissioners are, starting from east to west in Duluth, because Duluth, it's 28,000 people in each district, basically, because you're by population. So if you look at Duluth, and Christina mentioned it, why does the North struggle? There's 7 people on the board. There's only 3 from the northern part of the county, so do the math when it comes to voting. But the Eastern Commissioner is Commissioner O'Neill, who represents Eastern Duluth. Central Hillside is represented at this time by Commissioner Fink. The western part of Duluth is Commissioner Chris Dahlberg, and I see, you want me to wrap, and I'll go through all 7 commissioners anyway, just because the question was asked there. And Commissioner Sweeney represents the crescent above Duluth. Commissioner Nelson represents the center, basically, which is Virginia down to Grand Lake, and Commissioner Rocker represents the western side from Hibbing all the way down to Floodwood, and I represent the 4th district.
Let's go to Jerry over here with a question, and we'll start with Donovan for the answer. Let's try to keep it to a minute if we can. Go ahead.
What do you consider the major issues that are about to come before the commission that you'll have to?
That's going to be a long question, possibly. Maybe the top 2 or
I
something.
was just going to refine it that way. And what would your position be on the top 2 or 3?
What are the top 2 or 3 issues that would come before the county board
In the next year.
in the next year? And my viewpoint. Well, yes, I've been talking to the people out there. One of the main issues that I've constantly heard on a daily basis is roads. If you travel the roads in northern Minnesota in District 4, a lot of them are bumpy, potholes, and a lot of people are concerned about them because they're, rough roads has a financial impact on everybody. Shocks, tires, whatever. So those are the issues that I'm hearing, talking to the people. Another issue is livable wages. Trying to attract businesses here so families don't have to move away from St. Louis County. A lot of families, young families, are looking for work. And if they can't find work here, we even had a couple friends this week that lost employment. And they found jobs in the Twin Cities, and they're packing up and moving out. We don't like to see people moving out from St. Louis County. It'd be better if we can find ways to keep them here. A third is just the property tax levy. We need to look at ways we can cut the waste, save the programs that are needed, and find alternative sources to fund those expenses, and look at all our departments straight across the board and say, hey, what can we do that's very simple to save money? And those are the issues. Is 1.3% last year was $107 million that came from that levy increase. So that's a lot of money. And those are the issues that we need to look at as expenses and costs, and start thinking. One of the things that I brought to the Lake Country Power Board was the business side of the sense.
Can I cut you off?
Yeah.
Because we're going to get around here.
Okay.
We've only got about 15 minutes left, so I appreciate that. Christina, do you want to, let's save you for last, okay?